increase as Paulette strengthens and moves through the Atlantic. That is going to be a problem all up and down the East Coast. So here's what we're expecting with Paulette. While it's not going to make landfall in the U.S., we are going to feel those very indirect implications from this. Currently at 70 miles per hour, moving very quickly northwest at 16 miles per hour. So this is a high-end tropical storm, really getting very close to that hurricane status. Of course, once we get up above 73 miles per hour, we will see that as hurricane status. So let's take a look at the forecast here. Moving it through the Atlantic and impacting Bermuda as we head into early next week as a hurricane. So that is the forecast. And then the models are in great agreement with this. I know the question always is, well, what if it keeps going? What if it doesn't make that turn? It is the forecast all in great agreement that it's going to make that turn. But regardless, we're still going to feel the impacts. You can see how closely packed the ensemble members are here right through the impacts of Bermuda and then turning up into toward the northern Atlantic. So we're not worried about direct impacts, at least in the U.S. from Paulette. But what we are worried about here is watch what happens. The system's going to continue strengthening, and then you're going to end up with these wave heights just continuing to increase as we head through the latter part of your weekend. Look at what is happening. Early next week, we're talking Monday and Tuesday. We are talking about really big swells in the Atlantic along the East Coast from this system. For today, we already have a high risk of rip currents for Long Island, the Jersey Shore, and then stretching down into North Carolina, the Outer Banks with a high risk of rip currents as well. And then you'll notice all up and down the east coast of Florida. Now that is in part to TD19 helping to usher in this onshore flow. But if you're, say, headed to the beach in Daytona, it might not look terrible today, dodging those showers. However, it is dangerous in the water, and that's something we always have to keep top of mind, Paul.
Speaking of what?
Whether that will not be the case, so as we head through this weekend. Now, as Paul mentioned, not a complete washout, but certainly going to have to plan around some of these showers and storms. Nashville, here's your forecast. I know it looks a little ominous. We got the thunderstorm icon on each day this weekend, but I promise you it won't be raining constantly. If you do have something you need to do outside, well, you can kind of plan that in the dry windows that you'll have today or tomorrow. Here's what we're looking at in terms of rainfall over the past 7 days. You'll notice we have seen some higher amounts where you're seeing those yellows and the darker greens. The problem is, even with just a little bit of rain, the ground is already saturated. There's just nowhere for it to go. Now, we're already seeing some of these showers kind of skirting between South Carolina and northern Georgia here, and also these showers and storms bubbling up around Memphis. You might be hearing some thunder, seeing some lightning right now in Memphis, and that's going to continue to fill in for places like Nashville throughout the day today. Now, this is through Monday, so today, tomorrow, through the day on Monday, this is what we're expecting in terms of rainfall. You'll notice some of the higher amounts along the Gulf Coast. That is from that tropical moisture, but in general across the southeast, at least an inch or two, maybe 2 to 3 for some places that are already waterlogged. So let's plan out your Saturday for you. You'll notice by 1 o'clock, it is not raining and storming everywhere. Nashville, you've got a little bit of a break. It's not looking too impressive across Alabama, Mississippi, but we do start to see those storms bubbling up and dotting Georgia. We have some of that rain moving in along coastal South Carolina, certainly getting in on that across the higher elevations there. Some of the Blue Ridge Mountains getting in on some of the showers today as well. And then Nashville, you'll notice your rain continuing to fill in overnight tonight as that frontal boundary starts to push toward you. And then Sunday actually looks like the wetter day of the weekend for you in Nashville. Quick look at where we absolutely don't need any more rain. Well, that is all of the areas shaded in green that have above average rainfall so far this year. Paul.